Highlights of the Stokkiesdraai 200 regional off-road race are brought to you by the Van Vuren Group. The Stokkiesdraai Pleasure Resort, situated just across the Vaal River from Klerksdorp, recently played host to a round of the North Region's Off-Road Championship. 46 motor vehicles, 40 motorcycles and 75 quads entered the event, which was being run in the area for the first time.
Man, ons het maar besluit om te kyk of ons hierdie jaar om hier kan kry die een van Ligtemark hier toe kan skuif, omdat ons gedink het dit genoeg blyplek en karavaanstaanplekke en al die geriewe. En dan die boeregemeenskap het ook baie goed saamgewerk en ons met alles gehelp met die roete en dit geen probleme nie, die mense is ook angstig om 'n bietjie publisiteit te trek vir die gemeenskap in hierdie gebied.
Vandaag is nou die tweede ronde van die Noordwes en die Noordelike regional kampioenskap. Ons het nou die eerste een op Rustenburg gery waar ons dink ek redelik goed gedoen het. Ons het die produksieklas gewen en eerste ou vir die dag gekom. Die jaar is nog lank. Ons gaan dit geniet vandag hierso. By hom Alfred, ek dink hy het baie moeite ingesit hier met sy borge en alles. En ons hoop dit gaan goed. Die jaar is nog jonk en hier's baie kompetisies, so ons gaan maar net ons bes doen.
Many crews used the event as a shakedown for the Nissan Sugarbelt 400, which is the first round of the ABSA Off-Road Championship.
Well, today is the third race that we're doing today, and for the championship so far we're leading, so everybody's out to get us today. It looks to me like I've just arrived, but it looks to me like there's going to be some stiff competition running around today.
Well, yeah, first race of the year. Looking forward to it. We'll see Wayne Farmers this year and Coral LaRue, some good contenders. But I hope it goes well. We'll see what happens.
And the route, do you know anything about the route?
Absolutely nothing. It's the first time apparently that they're having it here. They changed it. It's supposed to be the Lichtenberg 200 as far as I know. And they changed it to here, so it's going to be new for everybody.
There's a lot of competition. It's not the same outside races every regional, but there's oaks like Theo Boshoff, Naldo Pieters, Charles Jonker, the guys from VLS, me, my teammate. So there's a lack of competition. It's going to be tough.
We've got a brand new team, brand new car from Motorrad. We're going to be campaigning in the national championships. So we want to come through here today to do a test run, make sure the car's all running 100%, we're not going to have any problems, check everything out, make sure it's all working 100%. Yeah, and this is our last test before we get to the first national of the year. Strategy for today? Take it easy, we're just here to do 200 Ks if we can, try and get some kilometers on the car. I think we're going to be starting at the back because they're starting in points order from last year. So we're not going to take any chances, just going to take it easy. We're not here to race, we're just here to test the car and make sure that we can get a good package ready for our first national in Sugarbelt.
Brothers Hendrik and Louis Fourie led the field away in their locally designed and built Zarko Light and were followed by Malcolm Koch and Rainer Jacobs in the trusty Toyota Hilux. Brothers Derek and Peter de Wit and Jannie Visser and Jocks LaRue in the Toyota Hilux were next to come under starters' orders. Visser and LaRue set a fast pace in the vehicle affectionately known as Fred, which was raced with great success in the past by the now retired Cassie Kutsia and Richard Leek. The de Wit brothers are solid performers and a good result was expected from the pair, while the Fourie brothers were on a charge in the Zarko Light and trying to fend off the attentions of Koch and Jacobs in the Toyota. Tommy Van Vuren and Liesel Otten had made up a number of places in the Toyota V8 and were starting to hunt down the leaders. Hendrik Bester and Ernst Friesel were well placed in Class E. Nel and van der Linde were the Class F leaders in the two-wheel drive Ford Cortina Bakkie, while Bodo Thiel and Koos Mayberg in the AutoZone Sandmaster had matters under control in the Class S battle. Alfred van Vuren and Werner Otten were behind the wheel of the ex-Neil Woolridge Toyota 1000 winning Ford Ranger that was imported from the USA. The pair was on a charge in an effort to gain the overall lead. Evan Hutchison and Trevor Ormerod were carving their way through the field in the immaculate Motorite Racing Bat, in which the pair will be contesting the Class B Championship in the ABSA Off-Road Championship. Roelof Wolfhard and George Morrison in the interestingly named Sokol Wickel were leading contenders for the Class C honours. Tommy van Vuren and Liesel Otten had managed to get ahead of Jannie Visser and Jacques Leroux, and the race was not really on. Fred was performing beautifully until Visser drowned the engine. Visser was clearly unhappy with himself. A small judgment error saw all his hard work come to naught. Wayne Farmer has been a dominant player in regional motorcycle racing, and once again he was running at the head of the pack. Sius Murray was also one of the top contenders and was second overall on the KTM. This rider put on a spectacular display on his quad. Dave Cilliers came under a bit of pressure from one of the quad contenders. The power-sapping soft sand made the going tough for the motorcycle and quad brigade. Visser was still stuck when Van Vuren and Otten arrived on the scene in the Ford V8. Hutchison and Ormerod had carved their way through the field and were in a position to challenge for the lead. Nashua Mobile Racing crew chief Graham Thornton and Brian James were having a great run. Bodo Schwegler and Bert van Aarde's Chevlab Bakkie also fell prey to the waterhole, but others managed to get through quite easily. Hutchison and Ormerod were having a tough time getting past Van Vuren and Otten.
Wat gebeurt? Toen we daar deur die water gaan, toen is nat geworden. Toen we dood gegaan en toen ons nou droog gemaakt en ons nou start met die batterijen al pap.
Bombardier rider Charles Jonker was the quad leader and being chased by Theo Boshoff, also on a Bombardier. Naldo Pieterse on the Yamaha was their third-placed quad, but would later overtake Boshoff and finish second. Wayne Farmer had no equal on the day and was well on his way to yet another Northern Regions victory. Thornton and James were now the surprise leaders in the Nashua Mobile Racing Raceco, and being pursued by good friends Hutchison and Ormerod, who was second overall, and the Class B leaders. Henny Lemmer and David Langer were third overall and the Class E and production vehicle category leaders. Thornton and James had the overall win in their grasp. Rudy and Karen van Graan did not have the best of runs and were destined for a non-finish in the Technichair Zarco Light. Gerrit Pretorius and his KTM took a boff.
Ja, ek weet nie, ons het 37ste dink ek begin lekker dag gehad. Dit het goed gegaan, niks breek nie, ons net van gehad. Dit was lekker. Hy kon nog so 100 kilos langer gewees het. Dit is so lekker gewees.
Yeah, no, lucky one today. Had a good lead on the first lap. About 200 meters from the finish, I cased the jump and it just threw me right over my bike. Was a bit winded and broke my foot peg and got a front wheel puncture, but came in, changed everything, went out in second place, but winded still. Just rode for about 10 k's, get the breath back, and then we started pushing hard. Managed to catch Carl. Carl's in the lead at that time. Passed him and just pulled and never looked back.
Yeah, it was quite nice. The route was quite fast, a lot of dust. We struggled a bit to get past the cars, the quicker cars. They held us up for quite some time. But it was very nice, yeah, I enjoyed it.
Highlights of the Stokkiesdraai 200 were brought to you by the Van Vuren Group.